everyone. I have beautiful fabric to show you today. Welcome to my August Fabricista Fabric Mart makes. I have two for you today. There was a little bit of trouble in July. FedEx reported that they had delivered my fabric, but I never received it. So Fabric Mart very kindly sent the fabric again. However, it was getting toward the end of the month, and I asked Crystal, would it be okay if I rolled over my July make into August? And she said, sure, because they are so wonderful to work with, very sweet people, and she didn't seem to mind that at all. So I'm bringing you two makes today. The first is some really lovely cotton piqué. Now this is described as lemon 100% fine piqué shirting, and it is imported from Italy. So I thought, well, what the heck is piqué? We all know that piqué has a little bit of texture to it. And there were some very lengthy discussions about piqué, saying that it was invented back in the 18th century, but I didn't want to do a whole report. For our purposes, piqué has that fine ribbing, and it just has a beautiful texture on it. Something about the warp and weft, weaving. Anyway, let's just call it really pretty. And this fabric, you can use either side. There's a lemony yellow on this side, and there's more of a butter yellow on this side. Doesn't have any stretch, okay? And it's got this nice little fringed selvage that you could use if you wanted to. I wasn't creative enough to use it this month, but I'll show you what I made. Now I gotta get up on a chair because, you know, I'm in landscape mode and I just don't have good editing skills. You know how people put those pictures in the frame? I don't have any of that because I film on my phone, but you know, that's a story for another day. Here is my robe. And what I did was use the lemon yellow for the tie. It's got great big patch pockets on it. It's just a short robe. It comes about to my knees. And you can see that it's got a very long facing in there. So it was not a difficult robe to sew. Let me show you the pattern. Now, I was really gonna blast this pattern. It is Butterick 4037. It's out of print. I found it on eBay. See how she's wearing what looks like a very chic, close-fitting robe? That is not how this robe turned out. This robe was very oversized, and it kind of looked like a lab coat. Now, I know that piqué is not going to be a slinky fabric at all, but it's cotton and it's light and it's perfect for summer, and I knew I wanted it for a summer robe. So I had to resort to my old serger shearing Watusi with this robe, and I just took it in from the cuffs all the way down to the hem. They neglect to tell you to sew the side seams together in this pattern. Well, that actually worked out to my favor because I like putting the sleeves in flat, and then it made it quite easy to just shear a whole bunch off. So I took off probably 4 inches on each side and made the sleeves a little bit narrower. So we don't want a tight robe, of course, and this is by no means tight. I think it'll look okay for now. I added some jaunty orange top stitching. I did it around the armholes, but you know, it doesn't really show up. And I need some cute pajamas to go with my new robe. This piqué could be used for just about anything. It is classically used for shirts because it is cotton. It's usually lightweight, although I can remember being a kid and having a piqué Easter dress. And I thought I was the cat's meow in that piqué Easter dress. Loved it. So shirts, dresses, skirts, robes, anything that you might want out of a light cotton fabric. And as cotton, it just behaves beautifully. You really have no issues sewing it whatsoever. So I'm a little lukewarm on Butterick 4037. I am going to keep it and make some pajamas. I will caution you that the robe does not look chic like that, but I got it to a point where I really like it and I'll use it. Now I'm going to be back in a second with my second make. Hang on. This next fabric is beautiful. Wait till I tell you about it. It is a linen rayon silk blend in gorgeous peach and white tones with that cool, it almost forms a stripe with squares, and honestly, it almost shimmers. It is so, so pretty. Here's the other side. So this side, the peach shows up slightly more, and this side, the white is a little more pronounced. Either side could be used. This is a novelty weave suiting. It is 59 inches wide, and I thought it was gorgeous. So I made a jacket. Now let me talk to you about this jacket. I've never taken a jacket class, but I want to improve and I want to sew things that are going to be challenging. Challenging is different for everyone. I absolutely love Leslie Sansone. She's an exercise instructor and she does the walking workouts, and she always has wonderful things to say when you're huffing and puffing along, and she says, you know, fitness goals are different for everyone. So don't compare to that one and don't think you need to be like that one. Well, it's the same thing with sewing. I wanted to challenge myself. There are a lot of people who would say, oh my gosh, that's the easiest jacket in the world. But it wasn't for me. This is Simplicity 2229. This is a threads pattern, and you get two styles of jackets. One does not have a collar, and they both tie in the front. That is what I loved about these jackets. You also get a skirt and pants pattern in Simplicity 2229. This is an unlined jacket, and I thought, oh no, have I bitten off more than I can chew? Is this fabric going to be tricky? What have I done? This fabric was a treat. I am not kidding. I almost thought to myself, are Fabric Mart fabrics divinely blessed? I know that sounds like hyperbole, but this was so wonderful to work with. It's thicker, and you know, you had to take a little care with the edges because they will definitely fray. You can see that. It pressed really well with a clapper, and the ironing of these princess seams went beautifully. I started off with a pressing cloth, but then I thought, gosh, linen, rayon, silk, I don't even think I need a pressing cloth, and I didn't toward the end. So we have the little tie in the front. This jacket does not have pockets. It does have facings on the cuffs so that you can roll them back. Here's the back of it. And I'll show you how I've styled it. I have to get Brad Dad to come and hold the camera. But I'm pretty excited about my jacket. It's got these great big lapels, and I think it's a really good pattern because, like I say, I'm not real proficient at jacket making, This didn't have any of the hard stuff like pad stitching. It didn't call for shoulder pads, but I could certainly slip some in there. And it did not have a lining. So it got me through all the steps. I believe there were 11 pieces to this jacket, and I'm pretty happy with the results. And this fabric is really gorgeous. It really is. So before I go, I want you to know that these two fabrics were put aside for my viewers. Yay! And you can find them over at fabricmartfabrics.com. I will leave a link to each one of them in the description box, and they are extremely well priced for the quality that you get. I did not put this linen rayon silk in the wash. I know I'm gonna dry clean it just because I probably won't wear a jacket a lot, but I'm actually thinking you could wash it in cold water. It would take away some of the crispness, some of the integrity of the fabric, but if you wanted it softer, probably a cold water wash wouldn't hurt. But cut a little piece off and test it first to make sure, because you don't want anything to happen to this beautiful fabric. That's gonna wrap it up for today. I'm so glad you joined me, and I'll show you how this looks before we say goodbye. Hang on. I'm really loving this jacket. So, you know, head over to Fabric Mart and pick up some of these fabrics. Pick up any of their fabrics. They are an absolute delight. That's all for today. Thanks for joining me. I got my skinny white pants on with this. I've put a heel on and a longer tunic, as is my wont. And I feel like I could go just about anywhere. So I'm loving my jacket, loving my robe, and I love all of you guys too. See you soon. Bye.